Alright, last night I had a dream, and it was really interesting. It started out kind of as like a scary dream, like a nightmare. I was in like a supermarket store, and in the dream, over the intercom, it said that somebody had a knife and, hey, everybody, get out of the store. And it also said, oh, he's on this sort of area of the store, so, avoid that area also. Like, so that you're not going to run into the guy. For some reason, I don't know, in my brain, I was going, okay, I need to leave. But I started walking towards the direction that they said, because they said it was. It said it was over by League of Legends. I don't know why. But I guess, like, the video game section. But yeah, anyways, in real life, my brother works at one of these stores. He was there, and I walked into him, and he was like, oh, it's this person, his girlfriend who also works here, told on him that he's got this knife, and he was like f- very worried about him because he knew him and was saying stuff like, "Oh, they're like the only people who are like happy working here, so it's like, why is he going crazy with this like knife and stuff?" He was like, "I have to go see what's happened. Maybe I can, do something." And I was like, bro, no." But I kept following him, and I was like, we should probably go. We should probably go. And there's this big crowd of people, and they're like going, fight, fight, fight. And there's like two guys with knives, like jabbing at each other. Neither of them have been injured. The weird thing is, one of them looked like a guy that I knew from high school who passed away recently. So I don't know what that was about. But anyway, that was the guy that my brother knew in the dream. Again, like, my brother doesn't actually know these people in real life. It's just like a dream thing. And, they weren't people who also worked there or anything like that. I don't know my brother's coworkers. Whatever. One of them, like, my brother's like trying to go, hey, come on, guys, let's stop. And I don't know, one of them, like, breaks out and runs out of the building. And the other guy's like, well, if he's not here, then I don't have to fight. So he puts the thing down. And my brother picks it up because he's like, I gotta go bring this to, I don't know, to like the team leader or whatever, and be like, hey, this is the knife that the guy was using. Like, let's put it in a safe place. Um, and I was like, no, don't pick it up. They're gonna think you're the guy with the knife and you're gonna get hurt. That's what happened. Like, a cop showed up and shot my brother in the back in the dream. Um, and so, yeah. And I was like freaking out. I was like, he wasn't the one, it's that guy. And I'm like trying to, like, you know, hold like the wound, and the cop's like, oh, I don't really care. In the dream, it was like somebody, like, we knew. Obviously, it wasn't actually somebody I knew, but in the dream, like, I was like, oh, it's this guy. He's always such an asshole, or whatever. Um, and I don't know. My mom, I don't know where my brother went at that point, but like then I was running out to go to my car. Um, it was like a car that I had in the past. It was this old van that like was beat up and doesn't work. But anyway, I was trying to run out to the van, and my mom like drove up like all crazily in the parking lot. She was also not driving the car she normally drives. She's driving the car that she used to drive that now my sister drives, whatever. Um, but anyway, and I'm talking like a mile a minute to her, going, "Oh my god, this is what happened," blah 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 blah. And she's like, "Well, are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't who was attacking people with a knife?" I was like, "Yes, I was there. I saw the whole thing." And she was like, "Well, we got to go to the hospital," and I don't know. It kind of was weird at that point because then there's something about how like my mom didn't believe that my brother um, wasn't the one who stabbed people, and my dad did, and then they were having a big argument, and I don't know. I'm still really tired. I just woke up like 20 minutes ago, and I take a while to get up. Okay, but yeah, then that kind of faded out, and then I was I didn't wake up, um, and it was kind of a different dream, but it was sort of a similar dream. I don't know. But anyway, in this dream, I was at church, and my mom, my sister, and my grandma were there. Um, and I came in to go sit in them at the pew, but I don't remember, like, and like I was like crying. Um, and yeah, they're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm just like sick. I had like allergies or something in the dream." Of course, then everyone was like, "Oh, you're sick because of COVID," and I'm like, "No, not like that. It's just allergies." So I went to go to the bathroom to wash up, and for some reason I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go to this other bathroom or whatever." And in the church that I grew up in, there was like the main, like church area. Of course, in the dream it was completely different, anyways. So I don't know why I'm bothering to explain it. Um, because it was like a lot smaller, but there was like separate in well, okay, anyway, in the dream there was like separate, like I guess worship hall areas where there's like a group of pews and then like a front, I don't know, in the dream it was more like an altar area. There was like 3 or 4 of these to get to the bathroom. And also what was weird was it was like it seemed like the older or like more issues people had seemed to be in the further back ones, and I was like, this seems not okay. Like, unless there's some like reason for this area being full of, I don't know what reason there would be that this, so I was like, this seems not okay. So I was getting a very off vibe from this church in the dream. Like, it seemed bad. Um, anyway, I went to the bathroom to go wash up. And also, like, in the bathroom is so full of people. And I was just like, I just want to wash my hands. And it was really dirty and gross. And the toilets were, like, really high up. They were, like, up to, like, my belly button where the seat was. And I was like, how am I supposed to go to the bathroom on this? I didn't need to go to the bathroom in the dream, but, like, I was just trying to wash my hands and, like, my face and stuff. Whatever. So I did that. Um, and as I'm going back, there's. And as I'm going back, there's this, like, group of really loud, they're all boys, or men, I guess. Um, Younger men, like 20s, like older teen, like maybe like 18 to like 35-year-old men. So younger men. Um, and there's like a group of them, and there's a leader who is really loud, and he seemed really rude and like toxic, like the very like toxic masculinity kind of guy. Um, and I was like, what is this? What are these people? Also, as I was going back from the bathroom, there was like this kind of like weird lettuce thing, and someone was telling me, like, I don't know, or there was a voice or something, and it was like, this this is gonna summon the evil like demon lord thing again. And I was like, no, it's not. It's just a stupid plant. I've dealt with it before. I can deal with it again. I don't know. And um, I don't know. Somebody was taking it and like putting it in sandwiches for people like the congregation or something. And then I came back and I sat down. My mom goes, "Oh, your brother is over there." And like my brother's with this group of young guys, and she's like, "Oh, he's finally back. He's been with this group for a while, and you know it's really helped him and all that." And anyway, I go over there because church hasn't started yet or something, and I'm like, "Hey, blah 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 blah," and I'm saying hi to him and talking to him and whatever. But I do get this weird vibe from the other people, and it seems kind of like he does too, but he's not saying anything. I don't know if church start. Oh yeah, like church starts or whatever, and they're talking about how great this group is and blah 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 blah. Afterwards, then, like my mom was talking about, oh, they might be bad news because I've heard rumors they smoke pot, and I'm like, well, whatever, like who cares? But I realized what she thought she saw was actually this like demon lettuce thing. I'm like, oh, um, that's gonna summon something evil or something. And I'm like, oh, I gotta do something about this. They seem to know who I was because I guess I was like some. I've been playing Digimon Cyber Sleuth lately, and so it was like cyberspace or whatever, and it was sort of like that in the sense that like there was like a second world or like it was like there was a separate like digital world or whatever, but it wasn't called the digital world. It was called something else, but it was like an unseen world, like parallel world. Guys were like really bad news in there, and were trying to use that to cause problems in our world and stuff because they wanted to like take over some the church or something or do something. I don't really know because you know it was a dream. It was just like vaguely like, oh, these guys are bad. Why? I don't know. I had to like I don't know. I had to like fight them. I had like some kind of powers. Like with my hand, I could like really heat stuff. Like I could use like fire powers or something. But like I couldn't. I didn't want to use it our world because I was like, I don't want people to be like, well, what's your deal? How are you doing this? I got into a fight with this one guy. Like he started to attack me or something, and I would just like really heat up my hand, and he was like, ah. And then like the leader of the group was like, blah 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 blah. We're gonna take you down. I'm like, okay. And my brother was like kind of like a double agent. He was like working with me, but like on the inside. And they were kind of like, we think he's probably a double agent, but we don't know for sure. They were kind of also thinking they could like manipulate and use him in some way because I don't know. Also, I had like Digimon, I guess, but they were like had that it was like a black Gatomon, except it was like it had like angel wings and Gatomon's like a cat. So it was like a black cat with like big claws that stood on its hind legs and like had angel wings. And then I had some kind of like fire thing, and it was like a fire bug. And then it was this like square. It was kind of like a square circle thing, and it like was like technology based. It kind of had like a zippity zappity, glitchy kind of look to it, and you like entered or you could use this stuff by like if you put your hand like spread out and like you know like you're gonna draw a turkey with it. You put your hand out onto like some kind of screen and you could like kind of summon them, or you'd enter that parallel space. I don't know. We got into a few fights with stuff, and somebody else got into some fights with stuff, and like all the battles were like really intense. And there's one part where like so the bug one, my brother also had a bug one, and like it had evolved or something from like a worm looking thing, and like it kept calling us Jay, and like there was some kind of like reveal like towards the end of the dream where like they had originally been like my grandma's monster guy, or like they were friends with when she was a kid or something, and that's why he called us Jay. Yeah, we just thought that's what they called humans or something. But yeah, we figured that out, and I can't remember a lot of like the really cool stuff because there's a lot of like mystery happening that I was like uncovering, and it all was taking place in this church too. Oh, towards the end of the dream, my brother and I had to like team up and like do this thing. Also, there was something about like you had to be going like super fast or something to do this digital parallel thing. And we were like running from the guys. We got in the car and like we were like, well, we can't drive this fast. Like we're just in a parking lot. Like we can't drive this fast. So we were like went spinning and like we were like spinning wildly, and we had to put our hands on like the car had like a screen on it or whatever, and you know that's how we like entered this battle against them. And but like we knew when we got back we'd still be in this spinning car and probably crash and potentially die, but we're like, this is the only way, you know. So my brother and I like, oh, he also had a bug guy. I don't remember what his other two were, but they weren't similar to my other two. It was like a bug guy, and yeah, and we were like fighting the guy, and it was, I don't think we finished the fight. I think it was like we set up to like have this fight, and then like I think I woke up. Oh, anyway, I thought it was a really interesting dream. So that was my dream, and I just felt like sharing it because I like to talk about my dreams. If I have any other interesting dreams, I will record it. We'll see. Anyway, thanks. Bye.